Episode 1, Season 1, podcast with my man Lex Gillette. What's goody?
What's good?
Training partner, but more importantly, a good friend here at OTC Olympic Training Center, Chula Vista, California. With my man Lex Gillette, born in Raleigh, North Carolina. You see the Tar Heels hat with the custom embroider over the Tar Heel symbol.
Lex Gillette.
That is pretty rare right there. That's when you know you're a diehard. When you get the embroidered name on the hat, you know you're a diehard.
I love them.
Diehard Panthers fan, diehard Tar Heel, clearly. I'm just gonna go through the bio here, and for everyone listening, bear with me because this is lengthy. This is the shortened version. I mean, the actual Wikipedia bio is very long. So I tried to shorten it. 3-time world champion in long jump, 2013, 2015, 2017.
Yes.
In the F11, which is
totally blind.
Paralympic, completely blind, for those of you who don't know.
Yes.
He's a 4-time Olympic silver medalist. Gold soon to come in 2020.
2020 gold.
2020, guarantee you. You heard it here first. 2004, 2008, 2012, 2016. That is some of the most impressive consistency. I mean, you've been in the game 17, 18 years now.
I have.
I mean, that's
right out of high school.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. And I want to touch a little bit on April 23rd, 2015, because I'm sure that was a special moment for you. And for those of you who don't know, who aren't an avid track and field follower, Lex jumped 677 in meters, 22 feet, 2 inches, right here at Chula Vista, probably 200-300 yards from where we're sitting right now. Broke the world record for T11 long jump. Tell us a little bit about that, Lex.
It was cool. You know, of course, being here at the Olympic Training Center, this is where we train every single day. So
of course,
you have that familiarity. You have that home track. The feeling is very relaxed. It's a great place to compete and jump. So to be able to have that performance at this location, you know, it kind of just brings it full circle. It's very amazing.
And I mean, having a world record, not a lot of people at all can say that have a world record in anything, let alone an Olympic event, an Olympic sport. You know, I mean, you know, you have a lot of role models out there. You definitely have a lot of role models. And, you know, I think it's a testament to your work here in track and field for 16, 17 years. That's very impressive. But I want to talk about, not a lot of people probably know this. It's a little fun fact about Lex G here. He's not just good at track and field, too. He played baseball, a game called beat ball. Now,
Correct.
This is for just 100% blind athletes, correct?
Well, it's for the blind and visually impaired. So some people do have sight, but to make it an equal playing field, everyone wears a blindfold.
Everyone wears a blindfold.
And the officials make sure that that blindfold is totally opaque. Your eyes are completely covered so no one can see.
So everyone is 100%
correct
blind at the moment.
Yeah.
Now, you started playing in 2003, playing right field. There's only 6 positions.
Right.
If you want to do a little research for those of you listening, just go ahead and Google beat ball. Go ahead and read up on it. I find it very interesting. I'm a huge baseball fan, and just go ahead and explain beat ball a little bit for our listeners.
So beat ball is 6-on-6. You have 6 defenders, 6 batters, and the differences are that first there's only first and third base, so there's no second base. As a batter, when you make contact with the ball, you don't know which bag is going to come on. So when you make contact with the ball, either first base or third base will come on and it'll make a buzzing sound. And you have to determine which one it is and run to it, hit the bag. Like I mentioned, the bag makes a buzzing sound. The ball makes a beeping sound. So as someone who's listening, you're able to distinguish between the 2 sounds. Now, the pitcher is on the same team as the batter.
Same team as the batter?
Same team as the batter.
Okay.
And so batter and pitcher relationship has to be really good because they're trying to get you to hit the ball. If the pitcher was on the opposition's team, then it would be super easy for them to strike you out. Like that would be no problem to strike someone out.
Of course.
See. So as a pitcher, they usually have a cadence audibly, and they'll draw their arm back, say ready, pitch. When they release the ball, they say pitch, and as a batter, everyone has different timing systems, but for the most part, you may wait for, let's say, a second, and then you swing.
So
hit the
you have
ball.
to have amazing chemistry with the
Oh yeah,
pitcher.
you have to be on the same page for sure.
Amazing chemistry. And we talked about having chemistry with your guide runner, Wes Williams, who, shout out to Wes Williams, is a good friend here at the center. He obviously trains with us. He's by your side basically every day.
All the time.
This is someone by your side every day, and you live with them, correct?
Yes.
He lives in your apartment. How long has he been your guide runner?
We've been working together since 2007. So we're coming on 11 years right now.
So that's a bond right there.
Yeah.
You
Absolutely.
and Wes go way back.
Way back.
Wow. Well, shout out to Wes Williams. Great guy. Great guide runner. Phenomenal guide runner. But enough about beat ball. Enough about all that stuff. I want to get into just one more fun fact here. September 25th is Lex Gillette Day in Hagerstown, Maryland, in Washington County.
Of all places.
This is I love it. I like when I read that, I was just like, wow, Lex should have his own day. And yeah, were you there for the ceremony?
I was, yeah. I was actually out there. I was doing some media stuff out there, and talking to some schools. And so that night, they told me we were gonna have a program. So I'm thinking, all right, well, go program, hors d'oeuvres, food, something like that. Meet some people, and we get in there, and the mayor of Hagerstown is there, and a few other city officials, and they start talking about a lot of the community service and things like that I've been fortunate enough to be a part of, and next thing you know, the speech continues, and then they proclaim it Lex Gillette Day in Hagerstown, Maryland, and yeah, I mean, it was really cool.
That's got to be something special.
That's got to be, and that's my hometown.
That's got to be something special to have your own day.
Yeah,
I mean,
cool.
As kind of obscure it is, and you didn't really plan for this or ask for this, it's still kind of cool to have.
Yeah, no. It's
okay.
Totally cool.
Furthermore, let's go into when you lost your sight. How old were you? How that happened? Because you weren't born completely blind, correct?
I wasn't. No, I started having issues with my sight when I was 8 years old. Total out of the blue experience. Came home.
You just woke up one morning and it was blurry.
Well, no, I came home from school. I went through my normal routine, did homework, played outside with friends, ate dinner with my mom, and that night when I was in the bathroom, I started noticing that my sight was blurred. So the lights inside of the bathroom were very just faint looking, very blurry. So I knew that something was wrong immediately once I had got out of the tub and I looked into the mirror.
And you were 8 years old.
I was 8 years old.
8 years old.
And
were you in North Carolina?
I was in North Carolina.
In North Carolina, okay.
Yeah. So it was just, a typical.
It was just a typical day.
Yeah, a typical day. Went to school, did everything that I would normally do, and that night, just everything kind of, just turned from.
And how long was it blurry before it was just complete darkness?
I went to the doctor the next day, and after an examination, they said I needed to have an emergency operation. So I had one, because they figured out that I had retina detachments.
Okay.
I had one operation. It was successful. I could see well for, I would say, a month.
A month.
After that, the same problem happened again. Retinas detached the second time. They went in, operated again. I could see well for another month. So that was a pattern for the entire time that I was 8 years old.
So this was a 2-3 month struggle here of sight, no sight.
Well, yeah. So, but even longer than that, I had 10 operations that year.
10 operations in 1 year.
Excuse me. Yeah. And after the last one, doctors was just like, look, we don't know what else we can do. And from that point forward, I can't really give a specific time frame, but the pattern was I would come home, go through my daily routine, go to sleep, wake up the next morning, see a little less than what I did the day before until one day I woke up and I couldn't see anything. Wow.
Okay. So have you had any surgeries recently? Has there been any new discoveries with the retina? Nothing?
No, I haven't had anything since then.
Okay. So you have had nothing. Okay. So kind of touching on when you lost your sight and stuff like that, you've obviously had to overcome a lot of stuff. And for you to be with all these achievements and Paralympics and long jump, which one stands out the most to you? If we could get a top 3 of moments, is it the Olympic Games? Is it the World Championships? Was it your first World Championship? Go ahead and just touch on that a little bit.
Top 3. Ooh, that's.
I know it's tough. The bio is long, but we need to highlight some stuff here.
I'm going to say top 3. I think, of course, going to the games for the first time, that's a really cool experience because
And that was
I
in
had
2004.
that was 2004. My mom was there. My high school coach slash teacher was there. His wife, my grandmother, they were all there. And
Mhm.
I'm still, teenager at the time, so I don't really know. I'm just like, oh, I'm here to compete.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm in front of thousands of people,
So
and
you were a teenager. How old were you?
I think
18,
hold
17?
on, no, you know what? I had just
2004.
turned. I was 19.
19 years old. So you're a 19-year-old Paralympic in the Olympics, and you take silver.
Yeah.
And you take silver. So that's up there for you. What about the world record? What about a moment like that, which is 2015?
World record. Yeah,
I mean, that's
world record
11
was
years
cool.
later.
World record was cool. Also, I think the first time that I had broken it, which was a few years prior to that, that was really cool too because it was certainly something I didn't expect. I was actually in Mesa, Arizona, at the Desert Challenge Games,
Okay.
and I had overslept. Made it to the track finally. I had to piece together like some, just
It
weird,
wasn't
like,
exactly
short
what you
warm-up.
wanted. It wasn't
was
exactly,
totally out
yeah.
of the ordinary. And then finally, it was time to compete. I just remember everything was super slow. It was slowed
Yeah.
down. I felt relaxed,
You felt
and
relaxed.
I didn't think that I was going to do anything extraordinary. But there was one where I felt like I was moving pretty good, but still felt like it was not world record worthy.
Do you remember?
But
Yeah.
when I jumped and soared through the air, landed on the sand and popped out, they
Yeah.
said the mark, and I was like, ooh.
I mean, of course,
Yeah.
to all the long jumpers, maybe even triple jumpers and high jumpers listening, when you hit that one jump. Like, you're in the air, you get out of the sand, you land, and you're like, wow, that's going to be something good,
Right.
but I don't know what it's going to be.
Right.
Like, what is my ceiling here? What did I really just do? And for you, that's history right there.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to be in the record books, which I think is, obviously they can't take the medals away from you, but having a world record is
cool. I'm just
pretty
trying to get it.
special.
I'm trying to lengthen it. I want to hit that 7-meter barrier.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
I'm pretty close, but we just gotta keep working and piece it all together. Like
Absolutely.
you said, when you had that one jump.
2022. 2020 is going to be that
Yeah.
jump. 2020 is time. Okay, so for me, I'm a huge sports fan, and we were speaking in the dining hall a couple days ago about just watching sports.
Right.
And we both watch sports. You listen to sports.
Right.
But in a sense, you are also watching it because you're creating an image with the sound.
Yeah.
So for you, the announcers are crucial. So talk us through some of your favorite moments in sports. I know you're a big Tar Heels fan, and I know you're a Panthers fan, so, Cam Newton, all that stuff. But just talk us through some of your favorite announcers, some of your favorite moments. And I know you went to a Final Four game and the national championship, and you were there, and you were listening to the game while you were there, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, wow. So tell us just a little bit about some of your favorite moments, favorite sounds we touched a little bit on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so go ahead.
And the announcer commentating all of those things, that's crucial to my ability to experience what's going on in any sort of sporting event.
Yeah.
And Carolina Panthers games, I'm usually listening to it on the radio. Mick Mixon, Eugene Robinson, those guys are giving the play calls and providing that color commentation so that I can feel like I'm there. Anyone who tunes into that station, they can feel as though they're in the stands, seeing the game as it's happening, and it's really cool. Just as important as it is to have really great commentating, I think also what's really amazing is technology nowadays. They have mics and all of these things on the field,
all
so
on the field, so you can hear it.
You can hear the players. You can hear quarterbacks and their snap counts, and like I would be able to.
Well, and you know what? I want to stop you right there because I showed you a video the other day of Doc Emmerich. He calls NHL games, and to the normal eye, we can't hear that. We really can't. We don't hear the players talking on the field. Cam coming up and calling an audible. That's something that our ear is not in tune for, but your ear picks that up,
Yeah.
right? Because I mean, obviously, your other senses
All of
are going
those
to be
things,
heightened.
all of those things create that picture for me
Yeah.
when I'm in front of.
So really, for you, you're more in the game than like even someone that can see it. Because I mean, you're hearing and you're painting an image in your mind. Correct.
Yeah.
Like you can see UNC throwing an alley oop and he dunks it. Because
I think, but it's also again taking the information that the commentator is giving me, taking the information from the crowd, taking all of the sounds from when they shoot the ball and it goes in the net, or if the commentator says, "Oh, he throws an alley oop," and then the guy grabs it, and you hear the point at which he yams the ball.
That was
a fight for it. Page, wow, what a play! Up ahead, bends it up top. Oh, throw it down! Isaiah Hicks running the floor.
That was one of your moments that you told me yesterday.
Yes, bro, one of the best.
Which game was that
sounds
exactly?
ever. That was North Carolina versus, I'm not sure who it was, but it was in their Final Four run in 2016.
2016. And were you there at that game?
I was not.
You were not there. You were not there. But you can listen to that call and visualize what is happening. Okay. Everything. Yeah, see, that is a whole nother side to look at of actually hearing the people on the field, hearing the ball hit the net. That's something that when I watch a game, I don't necessarily listen to that stuff.
Bro, that stuff, like the ball going through the basketball net, that sound is unmatched.
Directly reset. Right. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving.
So that would be your favorite sounds in all of sports.
I love that.
The ball hitting nothing but net, just a swoosh.
So as you can imagine, Golden State Warriors games are amazing.
Yeah, you must. Yeah, I mean the Splash Brothers are making it rain.
They make it.
The Splash. I mean, for me personally, I really like a golf ball going into the hole.
That's a good one.
It just rattles around. I'm a big golf guy, but I mean a basketball net. That's tough to beat that one. That's tough to beat that one. Okay, let's kind of change gears and transition into. So when you listen to music, when you listen to people talk, you're kind of picturing what they look like in your head, correct? I mean, we've talked a little bit about this.
Yes.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
Anyway, basically what I'm trying to say is, who would be your, like, just good-looking women in, you know what I mean? Like celebrities who are like up there.
Nice voices, yeah.
Absolutely. Like nice voices.
Yeah,
someone that you would be like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like Rihanna. I know.
Most of that. She's on the list.
She is on the list.
Definitely
She's on the
list.
Lex G.
Just like even
voice
from
list.
her
Voice
from
list,
her
we'll call
songs,
it. Of course.
She has such a enchanting type of sound, and then of course listening to her, she has the accent being from the islands. And of course you hear everyone talking about her too, so that just gives you confirmation that yes, she must be phenomenal looking.
Who else is on the list? Who else would you put up there?
There's an actress named Rosalind Sanchez.
Okay.
She is.
I'll have to do some research because I'm not too good with the actors.
You should. I'm pretty sure the way she sounds, she has to match up with what you're going to see.
Yeah.
That's how amazing she sounds. I think there was someone else who slipped my mind. Carrie Hilson.
Carrie Hilson.
She hasn't really dropped any new stuff. I think she might write and stuff like that. But she sounds pretty.
Of course.
She sounds pretty beautiful too. Man, I'm trying to think of some.
What about see, obviously singers are going to be up there for you because the voice sounds a lot better.
Yeah.
The voice sounds a lot better.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Rihanna, you said, Carrie Hilson, Beyonce, maybe, I don't know. She's got a little bit of a different voice, a little bit raspier.
She has a strong sounding voice.
What would you think Beyonce would look like if you were to draw a picture of Beyonce in your mind? Just off the voice. The single ladies.
Maybe some sort of. I think her skin complexion would be like a brownish type of not dark, definitely not light skin.
Yeah.
Maybe in that it's that in between type of look.
Of course.
I would say she probably has brown eyes. She probably has. I don't know. Nowadays, everyone switches their hairstyles up, so I think that would be hard to really
Yeah.
figure out what her style might look like.
Yeah. Of course.
And then, I mean, she's super hard because everyone's always talking about her. Like, they're always talking about her, you know, how she looks and, you know, her shape and things like that. So,
it's
I mean,
tough.
I almost feel like, even though I've never seen her, I almost feel like I kind of have a good idea of what she would look like because everyone's so infatuated with her.
Of course. Okay, so we were talking a couple days ago in the dining hall. If you could have your vision back for, let's just give it a 10-minute window. If right now I said, and I have my laptop here and I can show you anything, I'll give you your vision back for 10 minutes. What would you see? What would you want to see?
I think that, man,
that's tough.
There's a lot of things that I would want to see. I think from a sports aspect, is being able to, you know, all of the things that I listen to, the Carolina Panthers games, Cam Newton. People talk about this guy like he's Superman. He's out there doing.
He is Superman.
Some of the craziest things that quarterbacks have never done before.
Yeah.
So maybe have a short highlight reel of Cam Newton greatest plays.
Yeah.
Greatest
So
throws,
just maybe a 30-second,
runs.
1-minute clip of Cam Newton.
I think also I like the days from when I used to be able to see, being able to see the sea level, sea floor,
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, the corals and you know, fish and how the color contrast is so bright and so much going on down there on the bottom of the sea floor. So that stuff really interests me.
There's no doubt. What about you jumping? Would you want to see yourself jumping, flying through the air, and what it looks like? I mean, everyone's watched themselves throw, run, jump, like anything. I mean,
I never really thought about it, but I think that would be something that would be really cool. It's something I've never seen it before. I've never seen the sport that I compete in.
Yeah.
So to actually get a glimpse of what I'm doing, what I look like when I'm running down the track, what I look like when I leave the ground and land into the sand, I think that would be very cool because for years upon years, it's just something that replays in my mind. So I'm drawing that image on what I think it might look like.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Then of course I want to see, you know, all of the people who I just named off, Rihanna.
Of course. You know, I could pull up some Google images and show you.
Just give me a good slideshow.
A nice little slideshow of all the good, you know, Carrie Hilson would get there and there. Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone, even some good actresses.
Well, now I remember you telling me that you wouldn't want to have your vision back if you had a choice.
Yeah. I wouldn't want it back for good.
You would not want it back for good.
No.
It's just a temporary, maybe 5 to 10 minute video, and then you want to go back to the way you are.
Right.
Explain why.
Because I don't think that having sight, there isn't anything that would make me any happier with sight. Like, I've been navigating around the world for 20 years without being able to see, and I've been able to meet some really great people who have put me in the position to do what I'm doing right now. And so it's one of those things where, like, I've been to the games, I've been to the greatest sporting events on earth. I've met some amazing people, and being able to experience it from this side, not being able to see is it's like it's more meaningful. I have a better appreciation for it, I feel like. And I think that if I were able to see it, I don't think that it would give me any more, it wouldn't be any more impactful to me.
No, absolutely. I mean, that's you're definitely looking at it, obviously. And what's your slogan? What's your slogan?
No need for sight when you have a vision.
No need for sight when you have a vision. You heard it here first from Lex G.
Yeah.
No need for sight when you have a vision.
There was a determining factor in my success. It was having that vision and doing everything in your possibility to bring that vision into reality.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I also spoke with you a couple days ago about a video that went viral, and I think it's something that we can, you can laugh at now or whatever. I mean, it happens, especially in your sport, being a completely blind athlete. It was at 2015 World Championships in Doha, correct?
Right.
So And for those of you who haven't seen the video, I'll put a link at the bottom, or I'll kind of overlap it in this conversation. So you just start kind of running, right?
Yeah.
Your normal approach. And how many steps you take for
16.
your approach? 16 steps. So you start running, and your guide, Wes, is at the board, correct?
Correct.
So you guys obviously have great chemistry, and you just veered a little right, correct? I mean, that's basically all.
I did, yeah. Within the run, I would say I was probably fishtailing a little bit. So that just means I was, a little slow, mangy in my run.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I think it was, being inside of these stadiums and trying to listen to someone that's clapping and yelling, giving you that audible cue.
So you hear all the sounds.
Yeah, it's everything. Is
you hear the vendor selling popcorn in the 35th row.
Yes.
Okay.
So it was just one of those things where I remember getting to the board, and when I jumped, I jumped to the slightly to the right, and then I just felt my body move to the right a little more. And so there was a split second when
after you took off,
when I'm in the air,
yeah,
I told myself I can either abort mission right now, or you can lay it all on the line.
Yeah.
I'm in world championships.
This is world champs. Yeah. I mean, you came here to win.
It.
Yeah.
Right. And when I landed, it was on the side of the pit. So it was that concrete side, and it was more. Of course, it hurt. Of course, but it was more confusing more than anything because it's like that doesn't really happen to me. Yeah.
I mean, and ironically enough, you got the last lap and you won the meet. I mean, that was a gold medal 2015 experience.
The next attempt that I had, my next and final attempt that I had was my best jump of the competition.
Wow.
And I was able to.
So you were able to bounce back from landing on cement on a long jump landing, which is violent. I mean, it's it's butt first.
Yeah,
I mean, it's gonna hurt.
Right.
There's no other way to put it. So you were able to bounce back, and then you were in the lead at that point, though, correct? Or did you come back from second to win on your last jump?
Yeah, I was in the lead, and I'm not sure how far I was ahead, but I was in a position where I needed to get it further.
Of course. I mean, you want to push the competition,
right?
At all times. Well, wow. I mean, that is. Yeah, I mean, that video went viral, and we spoke a little bit about it yesterday.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how you felt about it because, I mean, it is kind of embarrassing.
I mean, that stuff happens.
Man. I mean, yeah, and it's
but
3 years
the
removed.
thing is, it's happened before in the past. Like, that wasn't the first time that I had a run-in with the side of the pit. It was just one of those things where
it was televised, it was World Championships.
Exactly.
And it went up there on YouTube.
Caught wind. And next thing you know, I have people texting me saying, "Oh my gosh, there's this video that's circulating. It has like 1 million views on Facebook." And, of course, I didn't want to be in that sort of. I didn't want it to
position,
be in that sort of light, but I mean,
then again,
it is what it is.
You made the best of the situation.
I got back up, and we were able to. Wes and I were able to finish the job. So that's all that really matters.
Okay. Yeah, of course. So, just to wrap things up here. Big matchup this weekend. We've got Packers, Panthers. I want you to just dive into the mind of Greg Jennings. What do you think? I mean, Aaron Rodgers coming off the IR. For all you sport junkies out there that know, I'm starting him currently in my fantasy team, and I was talking a little smack. Thinking the Packers are going to beat up on the Panthers. What do you think? I mean, it's a tight divisional race up there with the Falcons and the Saints.
Right.
Well, what is your prediction? So we've heard it here first.
I do believe that the Panthers will win, and I think that they will win because they have to keep winning. And I do know
well, so do the Packers.
I know the Packers have to
the Packers have to win or else they're eliminated.
But this is the thing. The Packers, their defense isn't that good.
Okay.
Their defense isn't that good. I know that you have Rodgers.
Clay Matthews is pretty good.
Quarterback.
Yeah.
He's Hall of Fame quarterback, so there's no telling what he could do. But Panthers defense is really good. Front seven is one of the best out there.
The Panthers defense is good.
So I think they're gonna put pressure on him. I hope that he's able to go through the entirety of the game.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, you can't help but to like the guy. Like he's phenomenal.
Of course.
He's a magician.
I mean, he's coming off collarbone,
right?
So he's been. I feel like
he's not going to run the ball. He can't run the ball.
No, he can't. And you said that earlier today, and I chuckled. He's not going to be running with that collarbone.
He's not going to be running with that
even though
collarbone.
it's on a broken leg. I mean, collarbones are very fragile.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, agree to disagree. I think Rodgers is going to go off. But last and final question. I'm obviously from Cleveland. Family's from Cleveland. I'm a huge Browns fan. Will the Browns get a win? Will the Browns go 0-16?
Who are the last 3 teams on their schedule?
Stand by. I should know this, but I've really stopped caring.
Yeah.
It's hard to care.
Bro, because
So they play the Ravens at home.
Okay.
The Ravens are 7-6.
Right.
They've
And the Ravens are in a tight wild card.
The Ravens
race
are in
right
a tight wild card. So that's week 15. Week 16 is the Bears
now. Okay.
in Chicago. And then you wrap up with the Steelers on the road. So basically you're looking at just the Bears.
You got to beat the Bears.
Will they beat the Bears? Will they go 1-15?
I'm going to say yes.
Wow. 1-15. I mean, they had the Packers tied up in overtime last week, and Kaiser.
The Packers they're a way better team than the Bears.
Absolutely.
I say they get the Bears something in the range of 27-24.
27-24.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you heard it here first. Lex G. Browns are going 1-15. Still going to get the number 1 overall pick, though. Sam Darnold and then Saquon Barkley at 7. You heard it here first. Lex, I appreciate you. I appreciate you joining us. First ever podcast. This is very good stuff, and stay tuned for more episodes. Who knows? There may be an episode number 2.
Hey.
We may just spark some stuff up in the dining hall and be like, you know what? We got to run that on the podcast.
Let's get it going. Right.
Let's get it going. All right. Thank you all for listening and tuning in. Lex Gillette, everybody.
All right. See you.